Hi, I'm Vicky Teal. I just wrote my second book, The Absolute Woman. And look at this. Voila. My perfume, La Femme Absolue. That's the same thing. This perfume, my creation of it, is a total miracle. And I want to explain the miracle that happened in creating my perfume. And I want to explain to everybody that in life, if you follow your dreams, you'd be so surprised that your dreams can come true. I was a young girl as a fashion student in New York, and I went to Parsons School of Design. I was 17, and I fell in love reading about Coco Chanel. She became my mentor as a student. I wrote my theme paper about her, and how would I ever imagine the miracle that when I went to Paris, I opened up a shop with Elizabeth Taylor, and Elizabeth heard about my love for Coco Chanel, and she said, "Oh my God, we have to arrange a dinner for the three of us." So she did. She arranged a dinner the year before Coco died. She had met Coco and had a gown made, and that's the only way you could actually meet Coco is if you ordered a gown. She worked until the day she died, Coco. So she loved Elizabeth after meeting her and dressing her for a big celebration in Paris. And she said, "Let's have dinner." And we went to a coiffeur Alexandre's house for dinner, and there was a settee, and I went to the dinner with a dress I made in fabric that was lace from 1930s. It was the most beautiful embroidered lace, and underneath I didn't wear anything. I just went see-through. The lace was very thick and Art Deco, so you could barely see anything, and I did have pantyhose on. Coco, when I sat down and Elizabeth introduced us, she said, "Qu'est-ce que vous êtes? Un enfant ou une femme? What are you, a child or a woman?" And I said, "No, Coco, I'm you, but young." And she laughed, and she loved that. She absolutely loved it. And we fell in love. She was in her 80s. I was 20-something, and she fell in love. She was so thrilled that someone had talked to her and said that with a big smile. So the three of us sat together all night, and we discussed the fashion business, and we discussed having a long career. And at the end of the night, after spending maybe 2 or 3 hours with Coco, she was wearing a Chanel suit, lots of pearls, and throughout the whole dinner, she had her Chanel hat on and her purse. She wore the little French straw hat with the black band and the flowers. And she loved Elizabeth. Who wouldn't love Elizabeth? But we sat, the three of us, and at the end of the dinner, before we left, Coco grabbed our hand, and she said, "Elizabeth and Vicky, I want you to promise me something. Je vous adore. I love the two of you. You're a fashion designer, Vicky, and you're a movie star, Elizabeth, but that's not forever. Perfume is forever. I want you to both promise me you're going to make perfume." And we're like, "What? Oh my God, how are we going to do that?" In 1980-something, movie stars didn't make perfumes. But Coco said that, and then she passed away the next year. And Elizabeth and I were both like, "Oh my goodness, Coco's passed, but she told us to make perfume. We should listen." And I said, "Oh, absolutely. I'm going to make a perfume." So I took all my funds, all my savings out of the bank. My first husband, the father of my boys, was like, "Oh my God." Ugh. My second husband, thank goodness, was young. The first was 15 years older. The second was 15 years younger, so he was cool. And he said, "Knock yourself out, babe." And I did. I knocked myself out, went to the bank, took every penny I had, and started making bottles. Elizabeth, of course, she's Elizabeth Taylor. She had a major company finance her and back her in her perfume. She didn't have to finance it. And her perfume is still selling today. So what is this all about? What's the miracle from Coco Chanel? Well, the miracle is I wanted to sell perfume on television. Oh my God, how do you do that? You can't smell on TV. How in a store you can go and smell everything. How am I going to sell perfume when you can't smell it? I suggested to the people at HSN, "Let me try." And they said, "Well, I don't know. You have to smell it. We've never really done well with perfume. We do have 1 or 2 that have been on traditionally for a long, long time. But you're new, and this is something they can't smell, and I don't know. They don't know you. You're from France." I said, "Just give me a chance." So I about to go on the television to sell the perfume, and I'm up in my New York upstate cabin. I have a log cabin on the top of a mountain, and you can look all around the city, and it's on the top of a mountain in the middle of nowhere with a deck. And the deck, you can see the Catskill Range. So I'm on the deck, and I love to meditate and pray. So I'm out on the deck praying before my first show, and I went to the heavens and I said, please, please let me be a success and explain how this perfume smells on TV. Out of the clear blue sky, it was autumn, out of the clear blue sky, and the autumn leaves are falling around, a feather flies out of the sky, a turquoise feather, and it lands right in front of me. A turquoise ostrich feather, not a bird feather, ostrich, the fluffy kind. It was this long and it was all turquoise. It falls in front of me. I pick it up. Elizabeth Taylor had just died. I had made her a pink ostrich feather dress to wear for the UNICEF on television. She was totally turquoise ostrich feathers. I said, oh my God, Elizabeth sent me a message from heaven. It's going to sell. And it's sold, and it's sold, and I sold perfume and perfume. And now I'm in many, many years, maybe 4 or 5 years of selling perfume on television. Other people are doing it too, because you can explain and talk what the perfume's all about. My perfumes have many aphrodisiacs. They have lots and lots. They're very French. They're made in France. They're made in the south of France, where my children live. This is the Absolute Woman. She's totally, absolutely got 4 aphrodisiacs. What do aphrodisiacs do? They excite men. That's what they do. Elizabeth would love that. The Absolute Woman. La Femme Absolue. And it's the name of my book. And thank you.